We have this really nice, easily accessible main panel. Hey Yardminers, today we're going to be doing a quick rip on this beautiful Apple Macintosh Power Mac G4. Interesting history lesson. These were made between 1999 and 2004, so a 5-year span. They were the very first model that Apple used to abbreviate down to Mac. So the first thing called Mac was this model right here. We do try to sell these. This one's not working. It doesn't have any power to it. It might be a power supply issue. It also has one of those batteries on the motherboard that tends to leak. So we think it might be that as well. But we really like the design. This is when Mac started to get really kind of creative and outside kind of their comfort zone and separating themselves from other models. We have this transparent plastic. We have this really nice, easily accessible main panel, and everything just kind of comes down and it's easy to service. This was actually created, this style was created the model before, but even continued to the G5, which has a similar drop-down style. G5s are not as easy to get to. We hate breaking down G5s. In fact, we skip them entirely, and our buyer buys them in whole. All right, so getting into it right away, it's just a Phillips, and I'll show you down here. You can see the battery I was talking about that probably leaked. And it has these knobs holding them on to the panel. Oh, there it is, the last note. Wasn't it? Take out the slot card. Nice. And we sell these as clean fingerboards once we remove the aluminum heatsink. The aluminum heatsink, even though it's black, painted black, it is still clean aluminum. We've got a nice, go a little stronger over this one. A nice heatsink here. This has an AMD in it, processor, or CPU, excuse me. Same thing, I guess. And this has its own category. Board Sort buys these as Mac CPUs, so we'll put that aside on its own. Once we take the steel off, it's clean aluminum as well, and we like to take the RAM out. RAM is not resellable. It's the old stuff, but RAM's going for almost 30 bucks a pound on our buyer. I think it's up to $28 or $29. So underneath this heatsink was the hidden. Hopefully that'll do it. We've got 2 more here on the riser, the daughter card. Take that and put it in our daughter card pile. All right. There we go. We got our motherboard. It is a green motherboard, so it will go into the regular motherboard. We're going to go ahead and take out our battery and put it in our battery bin outside, which is a metal bin outside. In case there is a fire, it'll just burn that bin. Some really interesting chips down here. This VLSI, it's almost like a epoxy, and then we have 2 of our gold corner BGAs right here. And then we basically just have this hard drive left. We can kind of take out, and a power supply. I've never really enjoyed taking out the CD-ROMs of any Apple device because there's just too many screws and it's just not worth it cost-wise. We usually just let it go for weight. They tend to really complicate the situations on their builds. It's not as easy as your normal desktop PC. Because that's part of the genius in the design. Everything's very compact and kind of goes together. Let me get this. I don't see any screws on this. I'm gonna get this ribbon wire out of the way and try to push it, but no, nothing's happening. So instead of fighting with CD drives and things like that, It is a Pioneer, which is a nice one. We usually just let it go for weight, and I think this is actually an empty kit. It's like a empty slot. Maybe there was something else here, but it's just a filler. So there's actually nothing in that second one. So the power supply looks like it just has a couple Phillips. Go ahead and rotate it. This hex bolt, I think that's the size. That should get it. Now that that Phillips screw is gone, these are flathead. I dig it in there, see if we can take it out this way. Now, all this stuff's in the way. All right, there we go. So we'll put this in once it comes out. Seems to always be something blocking it. There's a little panel up here, a little box. Looks like you have to move this. It's like a switch here, see? This is why we give them away. There it is. All right. And we don't really see where that wire is going, so all I'm gonna do is I'm still gonna put this in our Gaylord as power supply unit with wire, because we're gonna still have a little wire on it. And in the industry, they call them pigtails. So yeah, we'll only basically break it down to that. CD player doesn't go in and out. I don't see any screws. You know, the DVD, there's some down below, but it's just not enough money in it to be worried about it. But yeah, and then put it back up and we'll put it in the truck for weight. But I hope you enjoyed it, taking a look at this, and we'll be doing more quick rips in the future. Thanks.